At 8 years old, my mother decided to have an affair, and she got pregnant, and she left my dad, and that was devastating for me. She took my brother and my sister with her and left and moved to Washington State and left me with my father. And so I kind of became an outlet for my dad's anger. He was very physically abusive for a few years there until he remarried. And once he remarried, the physical abuse turned into verbal and emotional abuse. And that was very hard for me to understand because I was in the Word, I was going to church, but then behind closed doors, my dad was a totally different person. And the anger that I had towards my father and the bitterness had built up so much that it ended up pushing me towards rebellion from God. And at around 18 or 19, I had a good job. I was working managing at Walmart, but I decided that I had enough of being around my dad. I didn't want him in my life anymore. It kind of turned out to where I didn't even want God in my life. So I ran from him. I moved to Florida. I started drinking completely to get drunk. I had no self-control. I started smoking marijuana, using cocaine, prescription pills, basically anything I could get my hands on to numb the pain. I was involved with. I started hanging out with the wrong people, and I hadn't surrendered to God yet. And I ended up meeting my future wife, and she got pregnant, and I continued with the same lifestyle. And not until about a year ago, my wife left me and took my daughter, and that was kind of a huge wake-up call for me in some ways. It took a few months for me to finally get it, but I spiraled out of control. I was sleeping around with different women, had a girlfriend. I was using drugs like I had never used them before. My rebellion really peaked after she left me. And I remember I was working at a warehouse job, and I looked up to the sky and I cried out to God, and I said, I need a way out of this. I've been running from you. I've been rebelling from you for over 10 years, and I'm empty. I have no money. I have nothing really that I've achieved in my life other than having children and getting married. I need a way out of this to start over. So I ended up calling my aunt, and she's been like a spiritual mother to me my entire life. And my grandparents had been praying for me through my whole rebellion. And they have been donating to Pacific Art Mission and listening to Unshackled for many years. And they believed that this was the place where I needed to be to get right with God. So they bought my plane ticket. I joined the Bible program the next day. And I initially made the 60-day commitment, which didn't seem like enough to me because I had spent 10 years in my destructive lifestyle. I didn't think that that would really change after 60 days. So after a month of praying and crying out to God, I decided to commit a year of my life to God. So I'm 11 months in now to my commitment, so I have 1 month to go. I work in Unshackled, which is an awesome ministry to be a part of. I used to listen to Unshackled as a kid, and now I work in Unshackled. So it's awesome how God has used me. I'm involved in the choir. I've been to retreats. I've led some of my friends back at home to Christ because they've seen the change in me and realized that they need to change as well. So it's been an awesome ride. I'm looking at going back home, becoming part of the church that I used to attend when I lived there, and getting involved in the community. And I'm very hopeful for the future. So with Christ, I believe that I can do anything now within His will. So